Hello students, welcome to my last lecture of unit 1 of medicinal chemistry 2, whose subject code is BP 501T. Students, in this lecture I am going to discuss the mechanism, SAR and synthesis of antineoplastic agent. My previous lecture I have discussed about the mechanism of alkylating agent, antimetabolites, plant products and SAR of antibiotics. So, as per your syllabus, now only the mechanism of antibiotics has left. So, just I will start the mechanism of antibiotics, then I will discuss the synthesis of antineoplastic agent and the synthesis of antihistaminic agents, because these two topics comes under the unit 1. So, I have taken the synthesis, all three synthesis of drug together in one lecture. So, just briefing the idea of antineoplastic agent, we have discussed the alkylating agent. So, what alkylation is doing? It alters the structure and function of DNA by cross linking or fragmenting DNA. And what antimetabolite is doing? It blocks the purine synthesis and pyrimidine synthesis. Then folate antagonist, we have taken the example of methotrexate, it blocks the inhibit the dihydrofolate reductase, so that DNA synthesis will not take place and cancer cell destroy. Then we have discussed the mechanism of 5-fluorouracil and etoposide. Etoposide will inhibit the topoisomerase 2, which is required for the unwinding of DNA. So, it will lead to a break in DNA helical structure. And we have discussed the another mechanism of plant alkaloids, where we have seen it prevent the formation of anaphase from metaphase, and it arrests the microtubules, dissolution of microtubules will take place. So, that anaphase will not occur and the cancer cell die. So, this is flow chart which explain very clearly explain the mechanism of antineoplastic agent. So, now I move to the mechanism of antibiotics. Now, this is the last topic of the mechanism part. So, you see the mechanism of antibiotics in your syllabus, there is 3 antibiotics mentioned. One is your doxorubicin, bleomycin and dactinomycin. So, first I will explain the mechanism of doxorubicin. You see DNA, normal DNA. Okay. Doxorubicin, you see the structure I have already given in classification when I was explaining classification to you, that time I have explained the structure of doxorubicin. So, here just you see the structure of doxorubicin. When doxorubicin is contact with the DNA, what happens? It acts through intercalation process. So, what is meaning by the intercalation? इंटरकैलेशन प्रोसेस क्या होता है? जब ड्रग कॉन्टेक्ट में आता है डीएनए के, तो व्हाट हैपन? डीएनए इज पार्शियली अनवाइंड, and allow the drug molecule to fit in between the base pair. डीएनए के बेस पेयर के अंदर इस ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल्स को फिट होना है. So, it allows the drug molecules to fit in between the base pair, and suitable base pair is guanine and cytosine, because it forms hydrogen bond. So, you see the structure here, DNA, normal DNA, and this is your intercalated DNA. So, this is the intercalation process. In intercalation process, DNA is partially unwind and it allows the drug molecules to fit between the adjacent pair of guanine and cytosine. This is the intercalation process. When drug is intercalated, then it will changes the physical property of DNA, like it will increase the length of DNA, it will change the increase the melting point, it will change the viscosity, it may increase the viscosity, it may decrease the sedimentation value of DNA. So, DNA will lose its physical property, right. So, through intercalation process, DNA will lose its property. Once the DNA lost the property, obviously your cancer cell will die. So, this is the mechanism of doxorubicin. Very well explained image will explain you how the doxorubicin acts as a anti-neoplastic agent. So, after intercalation it changes the physical property of DNA and DNA synthesis will not take place. If DNA replication will not take place, that means cancer cell will die. So, next antibiotic, just to see another antibiotic, I am taking an example, that is your dactinomycin. Here you see the structure of dactinomycin. Dactinomycin, this is the phenoxazone part and this is the peptide linkage, lactone ring is there, sequence of amino acid is there. So, here you see the blue part, that is your DNA. So, I am just going to explain by this image. This blue part is your just like DNA. This is the helical structure. Okay. This green part, this is the pharmacophore part. This part is very responsible for activity. This part is known as actinosin and this is the pharmacophore part of the molecules. This part is fit is here, you see this between, here you green color, here you see the green color between the base pair. So, this part is fit with intercalate between the base pair. Now, this is the red part you have seen, that is your peptide. Now, this red part is here, you just see the DNA structure, how intercalation works. When this drug will contact with DNA, DNA will unwind, you see the structure of DNA, unwind structure of DNA, partially unwind, and then this drug will fit into between the adjacent pair of base pair, like example I have told you, guanine and cytosine. After intercalation, DNA will lose its physical property, change in length, viscosity, sedimentation value, melting point, all this type of physical property will change and it destroys the DNA property. DNA replication will not take place. If DNA replication is not take place, obviously abnormal uncontrolled growth of cell will die. That means your cancer cell will die. Next example is your bleomycin. You see this is the third antibiotic as per your syllabus. So, this is the mechanism of bleomycin. Bleomycin, when it come in contact with DNA, a DNA bleomycin ferricyan complex will form. These complex will undergo oxidation and it forms DNA bleomycin ferric ion. Clear? Now, these DNA bleomycin ferric ion will generate superoxide and hydroxy radical. This is very important. DNA bleomycin ferrous ion, when bleomycin comes in contact with DNA, after that, after oxidation it will form DNA bleomycin ferric ion and DNA bleomycin ferric ion will generate superoxide and hydroxyl radical. Now, what superoxide and hydroxy radical will do? They will act as a seizure, कैंची की तरह ये DNA स्ट्रेन को कट करेगा. It will cut the DNA as a acts as a seizure. So, superoxide and hydroxy radical will act as a scissor and it cut the DNA strand. You see the image here, strand is cut, यहाँ पर strand complete नहीं है, it is cut. So, strand break in DNA will lead to the death of DNA. If DNA is not available, that means your cancer cell is destroyed. Now, next is your mechanism of cisplatin. So, we have discussed the mechanism of antibiotics, 3 antibiotics we have completed, and next is your the mechanism of cisplatin. Cisplatin molecules penetrate the cell membrane intact for a molecules of water to replace its chloride ion. I will show by your reaction also. Then it forms highly reactive platinum complex which result in either intra-strand and inter-strand cross-link or it damages the DNA. You see by structure, this is the structure of cisplatin, 2 chloride and amino group. Here you see the water molecules added, it requires water molecule from cell, then remove 1 chloride, then it attaches nucleophilic of DNA. Similarly, it removes another chloride also, this chloride is left and it attaches another nucleophile of DNA, right. Now, this will lead to cross link. Already I have discussed when I was discussing with the alkylation process, what is the meaning of cross link. Suppose this is the base pair, okay. So, how it is cross link? Cross link means diagonally they are, इस तरह से linkage होगा. तो if you like, if we cross link the base pair, that means mismatching base pair will take place. If the mismatching of base pair will take place, DNA synthesis will not take place, DNA synthesis will not take place, that means cancer cell will not grow. So, this is the mechanism of cisplatin. Now, the SR of dactinomycin, we have just discussed the mechanism. If we change any stereochemistry, just I am giving a briefing, if you change in any stereochemistry orientation of amino acid sequence, or if you change in any group like methyl group at 4 position, methyl group at 6 position, or methyl group at amino group, methyl amino, या you change the sequence of amino acid, या you can open the lactone ring, these all lead to destroy the activity, these all lead to destroy the DNA. So, if we DNA destroy, then there is no replication of DNA, no replication of DNA, that means no growth of cancer cells. So, in this way dactinomycin acts as a antineoplastic agent. Now, I move to the synthesis of antineoplastic agent. So, in your syllabus there is 3 synthesis mentioned, one is your maclorethamine, another is your mercaptopurine and next is your methotrexate. So, one by one I will explain the mechanism. First is your mercaptopurine. Mercaptopurine is anti-metabolite drug. You have to remember it replaces the hypoxanthine. Hypoxanthine is naturally occurring intermediate during the DNA synthesis. So, it replaces the hypoxanthine. So, DNA synthesis will not take place, DNA synthesis will not take place, that means cancer cell growth will inhibit. Here you see the synthesis, it is prepared by the interaction of hypoxanthine. Here you see the structure of hypoxanthine, which is treated with phosphorus pentasulfide P2S5, phosphorus pentasulfide. Okay. So, when it is treated with hypoxanthine with phosphorus pentasulfide, these OH group will replace by this sulfur, it will form here mercap 2. So, these oxygen will be replaced by sulfur, sulfur will be come here and the group here already hydrogen is there. So, this will be mercapto SH group. Okay. So, now drug is mercaptopurine. You just compare this structure, it is structural analog mercaptopurine with hypoxanthine. So, it acts as a anti-metabolites. Next, you see the synthesis of meclorethamine. Meclorethamine, this drug we have studied under the alkylating agent. So, what are the mechanism? It will generate a carbonium ion and that carbonium ion is alkylate to nucleophilic DNA. So, here you see the structure CH2 CH2OH, CH2 CH2OH, ethyl alcohol, you can say ethanol, दो है इसलिए you can say diethanol. This is N and this is methyl. So, methyl amino you can say yeah N methyl diethanol. So, N methyl diethanol is treating with thionyl chloride SOCl2. This is thionyl chloride. What will be happen? CH2 CH2 you just see here. Okay. This chlorine will attach here. It will form meclorethamine hydrochloride. This is one step reaction, very simple reaction. Simple, you have to remember it is N methyl diethanol is treated with thionyl chloride. When you treated with thionyl chloride, then here OH will remove, either SO will remove, that means H2SO3 will remove and the drug will be meclorethamine H3 and CH2 CH2. You just see this chloro group is here and this one chloro group will be replace this OH group and this chloro group will be here. So, this is the structure of meclorethamine. Next drug is methotrexate, that is very important drug. We have just discussed the mechanism of methotrexate. It is anti-folate antagonist, which is inhibit the folic acid synthesis. So, this is the methotrexate. So, how it is very important, how will you synthesize methotrexate? You just take the pyrimidine 2,4,5,6 tetraamine. This is the 6 membered ring, it contains nitrogen at 1 and 3 position, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 1 and 3 nitrogen, that heterocyclic nucleus will known as pyrimidine. So, this is your pyrimidine and you just see the substitution at 2 position, 4 position and 6 position. So, pyrimidine 2, 4, 5, 6 tetraamine, there is 4 amino group is there. So, it is tetraamine. Will combine with 2,3 dibromo, here is C2 bromo propanediol, here 3 carbon is there, 1, 2, 3 and aldehyde group is there. So, it is 2,3 dibromo propanaldehyde. It will combine with methyl amino benzoyl glutamine. You see N methyl group and this is benzene ring and this benzene ring is with CO group, that will known as benzoyl. So, and this part is the glutamate part. So, N methyl amino, this is the benzoyl part and this is your glutamate. So, N methyl amino benzoyl glutamate. When you take these 3 in lime water and treat with sodium hydroxide and acetic acid, you will see the changes in the structure. Here you see in structure HN, you just compare this structure here, this H will be and this bromine will liberate here and this will be your minus HBr and this will be attached with this carbon and you see this is the reaction. After that here you see the lone pair of nitrogen के ऊपर आपका lone pair electron है, this will go here and there is a cyclization reaction and bicyclic ring will be formed. So, this is the structure of methotrexate. So, pyrimidine 2,4,5,6 tetraamine 2,3 dibromopropionaldehyde and methyl amino benzoyl glutamate. When you treat with lime, sodium hydroxide and acetic acid, it will form methotrexate. Now, the three synthesis from antihistaminic agent. Antihistaminic agent, we have discussed the classification, structure, SAR, but the left mechanism also, and but the left part is synthesis. Here you see the diphenhydramine, hydrochloride, promethazine and triploidine. So, synthesis of diphenhydramine, you see here diphenyl group is there. So, diphenyl and methane. So, diphenyl methane is treated with bromine in the presence of potassium carbonate. What will happen? You see here minus HBr, HBr will liberate. So, one Br will attach here. You see here benzene ring, carbon, bromine H. Now, this diphenyl bromomethane. So, now this structure is diphenyl bromomethane, CH group is there. So, it is diphenyl bromomethane. Now, this diphenyl bromomethane we treat with N-dimethyl ethanolamine. When you treat with this side chain, what you will find? This H will liberate here and here bromine will liberate, and this will attach as it is OCH2, CH3 and CH3 whole twice. Here you see OCH2, CH2 and CH3 whole twice. So, this side chain will be attached here, this hydrogen will liberate here and this bromine will liberate here. So, minus HBr, hydrogen bromide will liberate and this side chain will attach here. So, now the base is diphenhydramine. So, this is a synthesis of diphenhydramine. If question comes, you have to give the synthesis of diphenhydramine hydrochloride, then you have to go for one step more, treat with hydrochloric acid and just you put here HCl. This is the one way. Another way, you put here positive charge, that is your quaternary ammonium ion, and then you put this chloride ion. There is two ways to express the diphenhydramine hydrochloride. If question is asked only about diphenhydramine, then you have to give the synthesis up to diphenhydramine. Next synthesis is promethazine. This is the two benzene ring fused with thiazine, sulfur and nitrogen. So, this is the phenoxazone ring and this will treat with, here you see the methyl group is there, here also methyl group is there, here also methyl group is there. So, when you treat with this, you will see this chloride will and this hydrogen will remove. Okay. So, minus HCl, this chloride will remove, this hydrogen will remove. Now, this will be attached here. You see the structure. This is the structure of promethazine. This is the structure of promethazine. Promethazine is used as H1 receptor antihistaminic and drug. Now, next is triploidine. If you see the structure of triploidine, scheme is very lengthy, but if you go there step by step, you will find very easy step. Here you see the benzene ring, 2 amino group. So, orthophenylene diamine, this is known as orthophenylene diamine. You know the ortho meta para position. So, these both are ortho to each other. So, it is orthophenylene diamine. When you treated with this, you will find here this H2O will be removed and this will attach NHCO CH2 Cl layer and one NH2 will be left. Now, here a lone pair of electron is there. So, this will go there because this is electron deficient group and it will form cyclization. Now, you see the structure after cyclization, it will comes like this, and rest is same CS2 CS2 Cl, CS2 Cl group is here. Now, in next step you have to treat with pyrrolidine. This is known as pyrrolidine, 5 membered ring with nitrogen. In the presence of pyrrolidine, you will see here chloride group will remove, here hydrogen group will remove, and this moiety is attached here. After that, you have to treat with dichlorobenzyl methane. Here you see one chloro will remove and it will attach here, this hydrogen will remove and this chloro will remove and attachment will be there. You see one CS2 group is there, CS2 group is there, benzene ring is here, benzene ring is there, and this is your chloro group. So, this is final product which is known as trifluoride. These trifluoride act as H1 receptor antihistaminic agents. Now, the last synthesis of your unit 1, that is your cimetidine. You see the structure of cimetidine, you have to remember there is a one heterocyclic ring which is known as imidazole. Here you see 5 membered ring which contain nitrogen 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3 position, which is known as imidazole ring. So, how it is synthesized? Just see the scheme. When you treat with this drug, here cyclization will take place and you will find this CO C2H5 and this CH3 group will be here. When you treat with sodium in this presence of ammonia, this will convert into CH2OH. Rest moiety is same as it is. After that, you have to treat with mercaptoethylamine. You see HS, SH, CS2, CS2 amino group. So, this is mercaptoethylamine. When you treat with mercaptoethylamine, there is removal of water molecules minus H2, right. Minus H2 water molecules will remove and this will be attached, these remove. Now, CS2 here, this sulfur and the rest is same CS2, CS2, NaC, Cn, SCS3. So, when you treat with these water molecule removed and this part will be added, after that you have to treat with this reagent. This will add by in two step. In one step it will be remove one sulfur, another step it will remove another sulfur. In one step you just see here CS2 sulfur, CS2, CS2, here NH and then this NCN and S methyl group is there, S methyl group. Now, again it is treated with methylamine, so that it will remove this S methyl group. Okay. When you treat with this methylamine, we will find here this will remove and NH methyl group is there. So, now this is the structure of cimetidine. Cimetidine is act as H2 receptor antagonist, which reduces the excess gastric acid secretion. So, this is all about your synthesis which was mentioned in your syllabus of unit 1. There is 6 synthesis which is mentioned that I have explained you, and this is all about your lecture in unit 1. So, we have discussed, just to remind you, antihistaminic agent, H1H2, receptor antagonist, SAR, chemical classification, mechanism, synthesis. Then we have discussed the proton pump inhibitors, again classification, SAR, mechanism. Then we have discussed the antineoplastic agent. Antineoplastic agent, again we have discussed the classification, structure, SAR, classification, and finally the synthesis of all drug mentioned in the unit 1. So, student, I have already discussed all the matter whatever university has prescribed in syllabus in these lectures. So, study well. Thank you.